Lisa Frankenstein is the directorial debut of Zelda Williams, the voice actress of Kuvira from Legend of Korra, but also written by Diablo Cody, famous screenwriter of Oscar award-winning film Juno, as well as Jennifer's Body. So this movie didn't make a splash at the box office when it came out, but Frankenstein's really hot right now, so I figured I'd check it out. This one's about Lisa. She is a disturbed, grieving woman who really quiet because of the death of her mother. So she was forced to move across the country for her final year of high school with her father, and he remarried immediately with her stepmother Janet, who's a nurse, and she has a stepsister named Taffy for taffeta, maybe? I don't know. But she basically likes to hang out in a cemetery all day because she's like Mary Shelley, and she leaves a necklace on a grave of a mysterious man. However, ball lightning strikes that grave and reanimates a creature, a version of this man who shows up at her doorstep, and she's, sickened at first because he's like a putrid corpse. However, they find out that they can sew body parts onto him and basically find a way to reanimate him and make him look a little bit more normal, but also improved function. So this is like a weird mix of romance, comedy, sci-fi, a little bit of horror, but not really horror. I think this movie suffers from identity crisis because it doesn't really know what it wants to be. It's trying to balance a romance with Lisa having a crush on her classmate, and then she's also like a buddy sort of thing with her, dealing with her trauma with this silent man creature that becomes her bestie and listens to her and is able to help her deal with her trauma. But it's also got some murders in there, and there's also the sci-fi element of them trying to reanimate extra pieces onto the creature, and there's also some other stuff going on, little things here and there. But this movie can be compared to another Catherine Newton's film, Freaky, which did a way better job of balancing all the different subplots. Freaky is a 2020 film directed and written by Christopher Landon about a young woman named Millie who's dealing with the death of her father, but she's also dealing with a slasher situation and a 80s body swapping plot, but also a romance as well. So that movie's trying to balance like 4 different things, but Lisa Frankenstein is also trying to do the same, but not managing to balance all the different things. It's anytime there's a murder, it's just played off for laughs, and the romance isn't really pushed until the end of the movie, and it's mostly just a lot of talking. Diablo Cody's script is pretty good. There's a lot of dialogue that sometimes hits and sometimes doesn't, but overall the movie just emotionally feels like a flat line. There's like nothing. Anytime someone gets killed or they murder someone, it doesn't really seem like a panic or anything. It's mostly just conversations between her and the creature and not much else going on. It's really slow, and I don't know, the movie just doesn't really focus on any one genre too much. It's a mixed bag, and it doesn't excel at any one of the genres or the subplots or the aspects. So overall, Lisa Frankenstein's kind of like a movie that doesn't really, it's weird and quirky, and it's interesting, and it's definitely creative and new and original, not quite original, but it's also like a mixed bag of a lot of different stuff that doesn't quite hit. So overall, I left confused watching this movie because I wasn't really sure what to do, or I could see the ending coming a mile away as well, and stuff just didn't make sense. But overall, it's a weird experiment, but I don't know what this movie was. So I give Lisa Frankenstein a 5 out of 10.